All right. Today we are gonna go over how to effectively search Google. And this again, some of it will be basic and some of it will get into some of the advanced parameters that we can use to get the information that we need. Now, for basic information, sometimes we may get inundated with a lot of things that we don't realize, can be filtered. So we're going to get into some of the basics and then we advance further into the different aspects of how we would search. All right, so I'm going to do something basic like searching for Windows 10, right? Let's say we want to download Windows 10, right? Download Windows 10, right? And the first thing we're going to see, of course, is to buy the software. So most of us don't want to do that, right? So here we have a link to go to Microsoft. But if I'm going to open this in a new window, if we go to the Microsoft link, what we're going to realize is that it does not offer just a plain download. Click and download. So let's take a look here. Okay, so website loaded. Let's see here. Download now. It says create Windows 10 installation media. Right? It does not have an ISO download per se. It has an update assistant. So let's go download. And here we have a tool that was it's an application, so it's like an executable file that you can use to further download an ISO file and create like a USB or a CD or something like that. In the past, they actually required that you registered and did all this other stuff in order to get a copy of that Windows file. Well, let's say you didn't even want to go through all of that, right? You just want to download Windows 10 and have it as an ISO file. So let's take a look at how to do that, right? So here we have, in the search, dominated in the top by Microsoft, of course. They made the software. Here we have another website called Uptown. We have USUS, and you'll realize that a lot of these different options are simply pointing back to Microsoft, or they're having you go through some other tool. So what we can do to modify this is to do something called a direct search, right? So we can do quotes, and we can put .iso and search, right? And when we scroll down, right, we have more direct links to an ISO file, right? Now, if you just put in ISO, let's take out the quotes and just put in ISO file, right? It's a little bit more of a direct search, but again, you see, this website is pointing you to the media creation tool. Here, media creation tool, again, these, is pretty much bringing you around into a different avenue to get the file, right? And sometimes, you see here, very rarely you'll have a website like this that says, it gives you the file size, so you know exactly. Let's see. Let's just make sure that it's actually giving you the download link, right? So here we have 64-bit version. Let's try getting, okay, so it actually has a direct link. Now take a look at this down here. This is the website that is hosting this version of Windows, archive.org. I was going to get into this a little bit later, but let's go take a look at where this source is, right? Because this is a very powerful website. So let's get out of this website and let's open a new window and go to archive.org, right? Now, we can close this little thing up here about donation. So archive.org is where common folks, and sometimes not, upload movies, pictures, all sorts of different things to the what's called an internet archive. It's a non-profit library of books, movies, software, music, etc. Now, if some of the content is copywritten, they may take it down. okay, may take it down. Especially books, you'll find a lot of books in this website. So you can actually narrow your search down to, images, software, audio, etc., etc. Right? In this case, we're looking for software, so we would click on the software option here, right? Let's see. And all software, right? And then from here, we can search the collection. What we want to do is search text content. We do not want to search metadata, right? Because if you search that, it might not bring back anything. As a matter of fact, let's take a look at it, right? So let's look for Windows 10 ISO, right? Because in my experience, when you do that, sometimes it doesn't give you back the direct results that you really need. But in this case, it looks like, it's able to bring up several versions of Windows. So you're definitely going to have to figure out which one is either the latest one or which version you're looking for. Here we have a combined ISO image, so let's look at the text contents. So this will search the text. Okay, so it's actually the metadata. Right, so before they used to switch this around, so the metadata usually doesn't have any results. Now they switched it around where the metadata is where all the information is now stored. So I guess they've updated the site over the past 6 months or so. So anyways, there we have the Windows ISO. So let's say we want to search for a book, right? Let's say The Alchemist. That's one of my favorite books. If you've never read it, I highly recommend reading The Alchemist. Super insightful book, even though it's so-called fiction. But let's see what comes back. So here we have all sorts of different things regarding The Alchemist. I don't see the book. I don't see the book here. So what we're going to do is we're going to see if we can narrow it down, right? Oh, I'm sorry. We're in the software archive. So we got to go back to books, right? Click on books over here, all books. And now we can search for The Alchemist. All right. So I don't see any results for that. Let's see. Let's check the text. And nothing under text. So if no one uploaded that book, and again, because it's copywritten, the author is still alive, and in many cases it's a bestseller on Amazon. Obviously, many of these things are not going to be available. One of the reasons you have, let's say you have Windows 10 to be available for download is because you still need a license key, or you need to find a way to activate that version of Windows, because it will only be a trial for a couple of days, and they're fine with that. But if it's something that's already registered or something that is currently a premium software or a premium book, you most likely will not find it here. Right? So we have all sorts of different books in here. One thing that I found interesting was Black's Law Dictionary. Right? Wow, it's not coming up under book. Let's see under, actually this is a general search. That's interesting. I just found a copy of it the other day. I don't know what, Black's Law Dictionary 11th edition, right? So let's take a look at this in a new window and see what category. Doesn't really show the category of where it's at. But if you ever get into that situation, see here we have show files, right? And it will show you the different files associated with the download, right? But if for some reason you can't find what you're looking for in the direct search, like you're going under the categories and you can't find it, you can do a general search, because sometimes to evade the cherry picking algorithm where they use to identify stuff that's not supposed to be there, someone else might go ahead and put it under a different category. So it's good to use this general search up here so it goes through every single category, and then on the left you can narrow it down to whatever you're looking for, right? But let's get back to Google. So again, archive.org is an internet archive that you can use to find just about any kind of download you're looking for. Obviously, you're not going to find like key generators and cracks and hacks and all these different things there. But if you're looking for legit stuff like informational or software type, you should be able to find a lot of results in archive.org. All right, so let's get back to our Google search, right? So let's say we're looking for a Black's Law Dictionary download. Fourth edition comes up first, right? We can put download PDF, right? We might, and again, might find something because it's so popular, right? Let's try this one. Black's Law Dictionary. And this, okay, let's see here. Okay, let's see how many pages. Okay, this looks like the entire Black's Law. Okay, so luckily enough, we're able to find, a fourth edition of Black's Law Dictionary, which is super, super awesome. I mean, if you're really doing some internet research, if you're really doing some law research, if you're really, looking to increase your legal intelligence, this is by far one of the best legal books I would recommend. Legal dictionaries, I should say. This gives you everything you need to attack or defend legally. Okay, so there's Black's Law Dictionary. Again, it's a couple of clicks away. Like in this case, if you hover over any download link, you should see the link down here on the lower left hand side of your screen, right? So you can tell if it's a file. You see the end of it with a file name called .pdf, the file type, and you can just right click and then you can save the link, right? Once you save the link, then you'd be able to download that file to your computer, right? So let's search for something that is not so popular. All right, so I can't really come up with, a good search that we could do for a not so easy to find book. I'm kind of drawing a blank here. But another way we can search is to put quotes around the title, right? So if we put quotes around the title, that will make the search bring back only what we have here, right? If it's not a part of whatever is in the quotes, it will not return that search, right? So here we have what's called a more direct search. So that way, when you're looking for a download of whatever you're looking for, it will bold it. You'll see it bold in the descriptions, right? So PDF Drive is also a very good resource. The only thing is that, let's go on there. The only thing with PDF Drive is that when you hit download, you have to go through a little bit of, accept, what's this? So see, this is an ad. You have to be very careful not to install crap on your computer. Go back, right? It says, sorry, this file has been deleted due to copyright issue. So, and you can search for books and manuals and all sorts of things in here. But oftentimes, as you can see, some of these files are going to be deleted, right? So let's close that. Let's search UCC connection. And again, you'll only find a book if someone scanned it and uploaded it to these repositories. See, there's no UCC connection. We can do quotes around it, right? And that didn't really do anything. Connecting UCC. If we do Black's Law Dictionary, right? you can see there are various different editions still in here, right? Let's see, 4th edition. So the 4th edition again is very popular. So most likely they have kind of an algorithm to find and delete all of that, all of those files relating to Black's Law Dictionary 4th edition. Let's do a direct quote search and see if it comes up. Nope, still nothing, right? But it is still a very good resource. You can just type in UCC, right? And you can get a whole bunch of books, a whole bunch of different resources regarding UCC. And let's see, UCCNU, Freedom School, right? You can download, and sometimes they will allow you to download the file. Sometimes they'll ask you to, get an account. Sometimes it pops up different things. Like here it says go to PDF, right? So you can go here and get the PDF for free. And for the most part, you'll be able to get most of the stuff for free. But again, it's a good resource, but you have to be mindful that some things, it might be a fee, might be a premium to access that information. And again, you run into these ad situations where you want to be very careful not to click on any ads. You either go back or you close the window. Okay? Yeah, and that's about it really for the search. Again, in Google, if you see if we can go all the way back. Okay. So in Google, again, you can search for the file extension that you're looking for, if it's an ISO, a zip file, RAR file. Another cool feature that you can do is you can add download sites next to your search. So let's say you have Mediafire, right? You can add that to your search and it will bring up the results that have that download from Mediafire, right? And you could put Mediafire in quotes. Oh, kind of did that wrong. Quotes should be at the end. Right? Windows, download Windows 10 Mediafire. So you have all these different websites that will show up where they have a Mediafire download, right? Another search download site is ZippyShare, right? ZippyShare is, you might not find it for very large files because ZippyShare is more for smaller files like 200 megabytes or lower, but in some cases you will definitely find larger downloads on there if it's a premium download. So it's trial and error, depending on what you're looking for. So you can change this again to Windows 10 ISO, and you can sort through that and see how best you can find what you're looking for. But sometimes you may not find what you're looking for in the first search. So that's it for this search video. Hope it's been helpful to you, and I will catch you in the next video.